Hi everybody, Professor Jim. We're talking about graphing. This is video number 3. Okay. We have two pairs of coordinates. X is first, Y is second. First pair is named 1, second pair is named 2. Nice and easy. This is math. We're trying to make math easier, not more difficult. Okay. So I picked some numbers, and those are the numbers we're going to use. Now, the first thing we need to calculate with those numbers is something called the slope. And that shows if the line goes up or down, or if it's flat, or if it's vertically up and down. I mean, totally up and down, like this. It can be down, it can be up, or it can be like that. And it can be different slopes. It could be like skiing in the beginner slope, you know, a snowboard, or an intermediate or an expert slope. So it all depends on the slope. If the slope is a positive number, then the line goes up to the right. If the slope is a negative number, the slope goes down, the line goes down to the right. Okay, so up to the right, positive, down to the right, negative. Remember that, because that might pop up on a quiz here or there. Okay, so the way to calculate the slope is pretty easy. We take the first y, we take y first. Y is in the numerator, x is in the denominator. All right, so we take the second y and we subtract the first y, these 2 points. Let's do that right now. Take 10 minus 7, y2 minus y1. X goes the same way. X, the second x minus the first x. That's our denominator. 3 over 1, or 3. Okay, so our slope is 3. So every time on a graph, this is the same as rise over run. That's another way to remember it. Rise over run. So it goes up 3 and over 1 to the right. And it's going upward to the right because it's positive. Okay, so rise over run goes up 3, 1 to the right. Goes up another 3, 1 to the right, and then you can make, you know, we already have the points, so we can put them on a graph. And if you needed to count up 3 and over 1, we could. Okay. All right. Let's just show this on a graph. Make a small graph over here. And x is 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And y, everything's positive on this thing. All right, we'll pretend I can draw the scale. Let's do the first one. So x is 3, y is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Somewhere around there. And when x is 4, y is 10. So when x is 4. You have to be good at counting and stuff like this. So it's something like that. If I could draw decently, it would look a little bit better, but you know, hey, that's all right. You don't have to be an artist to do math. That's a good, we'll call that a good thing. If you're an artist, fantastic. If you're not, you can still do math, it's all right. Okay, so it'll look something like that. So that's pretty steep going up, right? Okay, that's a real steep hill. I don't want to drive up that hill with a car, or even with a Jeep. Okay, so that's slope. All right. There's something called a point slope. Now we have a slope, right? 3, nice and easy, right? And we have our 2 sets of numbers, or our 2 points. All right, point slope formula. For those of you who are looking on who take intermediate algebra or college algebra, you'll notice this thing. So this would be y minus y1 is equal to the slope times x minus x1. Okay, so now we're just using y1 and x1. x1's first, y1, and their slope of 3. Okay, so we plug in the numbers we need. Here's our first group, right? Y is y, x is x, right? Okay, we'll write that down. The right-hand side set up like the distributive rule. So the distributive rule, can't say that 5 times fast either. Distributive rule is we take the outside term times each inside term. Okay, so let's see. And it's going to be, we're going to subtract it. So even if these were negative numbers, we'd be subtracting a negative, which would then make it positive. In this case, I'm just using positive numbers. Okay, let's see what we have. All right, y1 is 7. So y minus 7 equals the slope, which we just calculated is 3, times x minus x1, which is 3. Okay? We don't have to do math on the left side yet, so we'll do it on the right with the distributive rule. All right, 3 times x will be 3x. 3 times minus 3, positive times negative is negative, so that'll be negative 9. All right, y minus 7 equals 3x minus 9. We'll move the minus 7 to the other side. Okay, so slope is the first thing we did, right? Point slope formula, which a lot of books call the point slope form. They skipped the ULA on it. I don't know, I guess they just shortened it up. So point slope formula is this. We take our minus 7 from the left side, make it a plus 7, make it the opposite to get rid of it over there. And then we wind up with y equals 3x minus 2. Minus 9 plus 7, 7 minus 9, minus 2. Okay. So once we hopefully glide through the point slope formula, we wind up with the equation of a line. Like we used in video 2 and video 1 for graphing. Okay, nice and easy. Who said this thing's hard? I always hear point slope formula. I mention it in class, people start cringing. I'm like, it's not hard. There's 5 things, and we're handed 3 of them. So all we have to do is multiply a little bit, and then juggle a number from the left side to the right and change its sign. Doesn't seem that bad. And then from here, if they say, you know, we already showed it on a graph, but a lot of times they'll say, okay, you know, here's y equals 3x minus 2, and like we did in the other video, you can set up a little, you know, an x and y grid, and then you can plug numbers in. You can pick any numbers you want. If they don't tell you, hey, x is this, y is that, you can pick any numbers you want. Let's say x is minus 1, and 0, and plus 1. Okay, plug them into the equation of a line. X is minus 1, 3 times minus 1 is minus 3 minus 2 is minus 5. Okay, x is 0, put our finger over it, or hand over it in this case. Y is equal to minus 2. X is 1, 3 times 1, 3 minus 2 is 1. And, you know, 1 and 1's on here. And negative 1 and negative 5 are on here, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So they're all on that line, because we already did the line. So once we have a set two pairs, or 2 sets of points, or 2 sets of coordinates, or 2 sets of coordinate pairs, so it gets tedious after a while. There's 4 names for the same thing. So just pick one that you like, that you can remember. Once we have that, we can do the rest. And it's easy. Like I mentioned in video 2, if you want any practice homework, please email me. It's nice and easy to remember. ProfessorJimRocksMath@gmail.com. Okay, Professor Jim Rocks Math seems to be the theme. So you can go email me if you want to have any practice problems, and I will send you an email from that. And that wraps up graphing number 3. Thanks for tuning in.